Today's just one of those days where you kind of happy that you made it out without fucking anything up, just because of the way that is playing out, right? So we have this 15-minute gap down here that I was looking at to see if maybe at the open we sweep these lows and kind of come back up for the highs, but instead we open up, we just back and forth, we shoot up, we take the highs. We created an SMT at the time with ES, so this wasn't a long that I would have took anyway, just because if you notice here, we swept the high. We sweep the high here, and ES doesn't sweep that high. It's still lower, right? So we come up, and then I want to see what we do with this if we react anyway. And if we would have inverted this, I wouldn't have went short anyway, just because the way that the setup would have looked. Let's say we inverted here, we have our stop loss up here, or whatever the case may be, and then we kind of target this. I mean, it could have worked out, but I just wanted to use this gap today for just data specifically, right? So after we come up here and we use this and we sweep these highs here, that ES kind of catches up. If you notice, we had already swept the highs here. I went short in here. Let me show you the executions. I went short in here, and my mindset was, so I think it was a little bit above here, but whatever, you get the point. My mindset was target this low, but I got stop break even, because once we took this low, now you see what I was targeting. I was targeting this swing low inside of the first presented, right? So what I see is, once we sweep this low with this candle here, I don't want price to come all the way back up to my break even, because 9 times out of 10, or 8 times out of 10, whatever, if we sweep this low and we don't just continue dumping and leave that wick, you might get caught in chop. And even if it does end up working in your favor with this random wick that would have been just luck anyway, I'll take the break even 9 times out of 10. So then up here, what I see is, okay, we sweep the low, we're still respecting this first presented fair value gap. We're now trading above here with momentum. I went long in here, and I had my stop down here, and I was targeting some sort of buy side. This is just because usually if I'm going to trade for 50 points, I might take the trade off at 50 points, because you do the math, that adds up really nicely. Or depending on what price does at this level, I'll trail my stop aggressively to kind of guarantee that I either hit full TP or take a 50-point trailing stop, right? So once we're in this level over here, I'm like, okay, I really need to see price poke through here at this point, right? And ES is so much stronger at the time. If you notice over here, this is kind of the level. So ES is so much stronger and is clearly trading above this high. Look at it over here. We're clearly pushing above, and NASDAQ is just kind of chilling and waiting around. So once I see this, that is kind of so close but refusing to push through, I go break even, because I'm like, okay, if we come back down here, this is very likely to happen. And at that point, I had already trailed my stop to this level, because I'm like, okay, logically speaking here, ES is super stronger, right? We have this inversion here that we're trading above, so I would want to see that respected, and it lines up perfectly with the midpoint of the gap. So the midpoints of the gaps are kind of perfectly aligned if you see them. And I just wouldn't want to sit through this, right? So I get stop break even, and it's kind of chopping now, so I would have saved myself. Well, I did save myself, if we're being honest. This is like $120 stop loss, because I went in with 3 micro. So overall, I took my 2 trades. They were both break even, or I'm actually up $17. I could probably go get myself a burger or something. But I'm not mad at it. It is what it is, and we have NFP this week, so I kind of thought today, even though there was no news, it could have given us a good setup. And yeah, we'll just come back tomorrow, see what it brings, and see what if we find a good setup tomorrow. So I'm back now. It's 2:46 in the afternoon, and looking back at the session, it was a little bit ugly because look at the morning session compared to a little bit later in the day where you get the big sell off and reaction to this gap and trading down into here, inverting it and continuing a little bit lower. We did end up taking out that sell side that I had marked out this morning, which was the 6 o'clock low. So after here, you get a nice little reaction to the upside, which you could have probably caught something on there, and now might just sweep these lows and probably be done for the day. But overall, I do like to come back in the afternoon and see if my bias was right, what I could have done a little bit differently. Um, Looking back at this move, which happened after I signed off this morning, we still ended up kind of not respecting this fully because it did inverse here and came all the way back down. But after we came back, we still respected the weak opening gap, a little push higher into the fair value gap, and then a little run. So, yeah, I mean, not really much that I would have done differently today. It wasn't too clean, but it's only Monday, so we still got a lot of time to catch some good moves.